It's Tuesday, February the 18th, and it just started snowing. And they are last weather report that I looked at said we're supposed to get anywhere between 5 and 11 inches of snow. 1 to 3 inches during Tuesday, and then 5 to 8 inches during the evening. So that's between 5 and 11 inches. But hopefully we don't, because I hate the snow. If I wanted to live in the snowy area, I would move to Colorado, which I think is the prettiest state in the entire United States. I've been there several times. My technical training school was in Denver, Colorado. I went back to inspector school to go to Colorado. At the time, my oldest daughter was less than a year old. My wife and daughter stayed with some friends of ours while I was at the inspector school. After I retired from the military, I worked for Anderson Merchandisers. I was a set team member. During that time frame, I went out to Colorado to help clean up a store. My co-worker and I rented a car. The company provided a car, and when we weren't working, we were driving all over Colorado. I love Colorado. But anyway, here's the snow. And it just started maybe 20 minutes ago. Stay warm, stay safe. May God bless each and every one of you. It's now 5:30, and we probably have 2 inches of snow on the ground, if that. But it's still coming down pretty dang good. So it's Wednesday, the 19th of February. I just want to come outside and see how much snow we did get. I don't think we got 10 inches of snow. Looks like 3 inches maybe. Okay, 4 inches. Four inches of snow. And they predicted anywhere between 5 and 10 inches. I'm glad we didn't get 10 inches of snow. 4 inches of snow is way too much for me. But it's nice and white. But we did get a little bit of snow. What I love about the snow is checking the tracks. Of course, you can tell these are my tracks, but I was looking at the tracks around my property, and you see bird tracks right there. And over here, you could see either rabbit or squirrel tracks. There's a bunch of bird tracks also, but here's an animal that's hopping around and going and checking out my wood pile, and that's why I think it's a squirrel. But I found some tracks over here that are extremely weird. there's a track, and then there's a track, and then there's another track. It's heading toward that wood pile, but I brought my tape measure to see how far away these tracks are. From that track to this track is 10 feet apart. Deer don't jump like that, where there's 2 feet in front and 1 foot in the back. What kind of track is that? That's what I want to know. I've never seen a rabbit jump 10 feet. There's another one from here to there. It's 10 feet apart. What kind of animal does that? Now, you get closer, and that could be a rabbit. However, 10 feet apart from each other, has anybody ever seen a rabbit jump 10 feet? I haven't. And then you got these tracks right here. I'm not for sure what they are. It looks like a deer. It could very well be a deer. And that don't surprise me where they're walking around. Because I have quite a few deer on my property. But this is what I like about the snow, other than it's cold and slippery and little bitty tracks. I think that's a squirrel or a raccoon. I think it's a raccoon. Follow their tracks. You see their foot, so that's a raccoon. But we didn't get as much snow as they predicted because the snowflakes were little. It snowed quite a bit, and if it would have been bigger flakes, we would have got 10, 11 inches of snow as they predicted. But because they were small flakes, we only got 4 inches of snow. Anyway, give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because it's free to do so. May God bless each and every one of you. It got down to single digits last night. Currently it's 7 degrees outside. And this is the only main source of heat that I have in my main part of my house. And this thing is on high. It's been running high the last couple of days. Inside my house, I don't know if you see that or not, it's less than 30 degrees, which is below freezing. And that's why I leave my water trickling on my both far end of my sinks, both the hot water and cold water. But it's too damn cold out there for me. And that's why I'm desperately trying to get mini split units in my house. You have to understand that when I bought this house, whoever owned this house before, they had a smaller propane unit here with a blower unit on it, and the blower unit went out when I moved in this house. I thought about putting a wood stove in this house, but the wall kit alone, and this was back when I was shoeing horses for a living, and I was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a lot because that's all I could afford. A wall kit for the fireplace was like $800, and I couldn't afford $800. And when I talked to the people who sold the wall kit, I asked them, I'm like, is it safe? There's like, it's not guaranteed it's not going to catch your house on fire. And so that was my decision, not putting a fireplace in this house. Plus, this house is pretty tall. You would have to put the I was told you have to have the pipe above your house, and for two reasons: A, to cause draft, and B, that way the embers that come out of the pipe wouldn't catch your house on fire. And so I chose not to put a wood stove in my house. And, every bit of my retirement check was going to my ex-wife for child support and maintenance at the time. It's what we agreed to when we still had a somewhat of a calm mind during our separation. I agreed to pay her $1,300 a month in child support maintenance. My retirement check at the time was only $1,272. So I was making good money as a vendor for Walmart. Girl talked me into moving back here, and I wish I would have stayed in Arkansas. But God chose for me to be here. And the reason why I say that, because I asked God if it was meant for me to move back to Missouri to let me sell my house. You have to get specific when you pray to God, I find. I should have said, God, if it's meant for me to move back to Missouri and for me and this girl to get married, then let me sell my house. But because I said, if it's meant for me to move back to Missouri, then let me sell my house. I sold my house in 2 weeks, and I sold it for more than what I paid for it, which is unheard of. Well, I take that back. My daughter put her house up for sale. She sold it for more than what she paid for it, and she sold it in the very first day, which is a miracle. And because it's 30 degrees in my house, that's why these clocks aren't running. That's why I'm not working on clocks in here. And these lights are really nice, but they're a pain in the butt sometimes. They sometimes don't want to come all the way on.